Welcome to this graduation ceremony in which, above all, we celebrate the achievements of you, our graduates. In the University of London Senate House in person. But they're even more applicable now as we have a virtual graduation for reasons of COVID safety. Because, of course, all Birkbeck graduates combine their studies with other activities such as their work and their family. And they achieve their aims by the dedication that they have to this. But of course, you have done far more. You've done all this at a time of tremendous difficulty. You've had to study online. You've had perhaps problems with internet connections, perhaps problems with your laptop, or having to argue with your partner about who should work the kitchen table when you and they also both needed to do so. And yet you have overcome those problems. And that's why I have chosen to speak to you at each one of the graduation ceremonies this week, rather than simply pre-recording my remarks, because I want to congratulate you in the most personal manner that I can. But of course, I also want to congratulate your relatives and friends watching perhaps on the YouTube link, to say to you, thank you so much for all your efforts, perhaps giving up the kitchen table to your partner or looking after the children so that they wouldn't disturb him or her. But I have a message for you, the relatives and friends, and that is that Birkbeck is for everyone. You too could come and study at Birkbeck. You could seize back the kitchen table for the virtual part of your course, and, unlike your partner, you could come into Birkbeck to study in the in-person events and lectures which we now have. So please do think about that. Equally, of course, to our graduates, there's the opportunity to come back for more. Another course, perhaps a master's, to follow on with your bachelor's degree and reach even higher academic heights. Now is a very good time to join us. In a few weeks, Birkbeck will celebrate its 198th anniversary. 2 years to go to our 200th anniversary in 2023. Very few institutions reach their 200th anniversary, but still fewer reach it in a manner in which their founder would recognize. If George Birkbeck reappeared on this Zoom link, he perhaps wouldn't understand about Zoom links. He wouldn't understand about particular subjects that you may have studied, but he would understand about how we are continuing to support working Londoners to develop their careers, exactly as he envisaged 198 years ago. And of course, we have an obligation to provide our students with the very best facilities. A couple of weeks ago, the Mayor of Camden opened our new building on the Euston Road, which is designed to assist our teaching with teaching rooms, with breakout space, space for students to socialize and work together. And that will be developed again on a larger scale on our main campus, where Birkbeck has bought the former Student Central building from the University of London, which will be redeveloped as Birkbeck Central, something which will again offer teaching rooms as well as student social space and space for our students' union. This will allow us, for the first time, to teach all our students on Birkbeck premises, where we have control of the IT, where we can control the facilities. So we offer a very exciting time for Birkbeck in the future. The government finally has woken up to the importance of lifelong learning. It proposes to introduce a lifelong learning entitlement to which everybody will be able to obtain loans for the courses that they want. But we need to continue to lobby the government to make sure that those courses are funded as well as possible by the government and to provide as much resource as lifelong learning needs. So please join us in supporting that and in telling people about how you've benefited from Birkbeck. But of course, today is ultimately about you, the graduates. You have achieved your aims under very difficult circumstances. When people look back over the 200 years of Birkbeck, they will say that graduating class of 2021, that was a very special class. They achieved their aims under the most difficult circumstances, possibly unprecedented since the Second World War. They came through them and they achieved their goals. On behalf of myself, the teaching staff, and all at Birkbeck, I salute your achievements. Congratulations to you all. Thank you.
We are here to mark a significant milestone for all of you. From the day of embarking your degree, it has been nothing but challenging, but yet rewarding. You have gone a long way to achieve your lifelong goal. You are a living testimony of perseverance. Your experience at Birkbeck would have prepared you for any challenge that come your way in the future. You know that nothing can stop you from achieving what you want in your life. Not even the pandemic, not even the nationwide lockdown. We are very proud of your success and achievement. So today, you become one of our graduates. You can hold your head high as you have done the unthinkable. And I would like to invite all my colleagues to join me to congratulate, to salute, to ganbei, or in whatever language my colleagues speak. We just want to say to you, well done.
Herzlichen Glückwunsch.
Congratulations.
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 Well done. Congratulations.
Vice-Chancellor, President and distinguished guests, I present the following graduates from the School of Business, Economics and Informatics. BA Accounting and Management, Jodie Watson. Victoria Sprinduzikati, Chinonsu Nawachukwu, Ilani Kumar, Michelle Mujinga Njani, Ahmed Ahmed. BA Management, Nadine Schwartz, Gabor Mirza, Braulio Matthias, Arina Gaisrite. BBA Culinary Industry Management, Ridi Bajaj, Gabrielle Harre Makinde, Tiago da Silva Costa, Rachel Chang, Francesca Calabresi, Victor Arias Fuentes. If I could ask you all please to unmute your microphones and give everyone a round of applause, please.
Yeah.
BSc Accounting, Damante Kanske, Zakirai Gwenem, Kute, Ken Fakshalo-Zita, Kavita Sandhu, Raphael Okebu Jones, Accounting and Management, Twin Samu, Finance, Jurado, Alexei Toporek, Ioanni Tecleanu, William Ray Dominguez, Numa Eseta Fafana Tankara, Natalie Ferreira, Raul Bat, Frank Aningo, Josephine Ntereko, Cleo Smith, Agnes Lazaro Thomas, John Bew, Lucas Agostino Silva. Again, if I could ask you to unmute your microphones and a round of applause, please.
Congratulations, guys. Well done, everyone.
Well done.
Room 2 again. BSc Accounting, Damante Kamanskati, Zachariah Gwenem, Meda Stanavikute, Kenfak Shalo Zita, Kavitu Sandhu, Raphael Okebu, Leon Jones, BSc Accounting and Management, Huin Sam Moon, BSc Accounting and Management with Finance, Luis Gerardo, Alexei Toporek, Joanna Valeria Tecleanu, William Ray Dominguez, Numa Aseta Fafana Tunkara, Natalie Freria, Raul Bat, Frank Eningo, Josephine and Tereco, Cleo Smith, Agnes Lazaro Thomas, John Bew, and Lucas Agostina Silva. Round of applause, please, for everyone, and unmute your microphones.
Well done.
Okay. BSc Accounting with Finance. Chantal Kitoku, Nguyen Ho, Claudio De Brito Pereira, Laura Smith, Andrea Mustiata, Luca Morandi, Gaia Lowenthal, Amina Karim, Sabrina Jamal, Alexandra Chiolan, Vanessa Awua, MD Ali, Gloria Ajabeng, Francisco Lopez Espagares, Everett Gumabao, Paul Zop, and Syed Hussein. If I could ask everybody to unmute the microphones again, and a round of applause, please. BSc Business, Stefano Santillo, Pavel Nkuta, Damien Prezabierala, Maddie Newman, Morena Bilalaj, Musica Lawrence, Jovan Corica, Deborah Khan, Duck Bui, Kalilu Toure, Oyin Kansola Adakunle, Daniela Hag, Sama Adam Abe, Amber Clare, and Joseph Mugarbo. If everyone could unmute your microphones in a round of applause, please. And continuing BSc Business, Fuhaid, Gilbernete Vincente de Aruja, Nithin Manimaran, Nizan Alba De Carlo, Joanna O'Neill, Sheila Kiervo, Omieba Briggs, Charlotte Boyce, Mohammed Arif, Rafika Enheri, and Grandeza de Guzman. If everybody could unmute the microphones in a round of applause, please. BSc Business and Accounting, Kamil Klozek, Altash Ahmed, Hilaria Zanobi, Letta Robu, Ricardo Moore, Tenzin Giawalowu, Oluwasegun Alayemi. BSc Business and Human Resource Management, Erica De Paolo, Lisa Dawes, Ryan, Seema Axel, Cherise Kabi, Daniel Ivanov, Jihan Aden. BSc Business and Information Systems, Matthew Southern, Woo Young Ju, Parikshit Panjal. BSc Business and Management, Carolina Chen Perisinotto, Ishmael Sanusi, Artem Kalilov, and Lauren Taylor. If everyone could unmute the microphones, and a round of applause, please.
Congratulations, everyone.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done, everyone.
Well done.
BSc Business and Marketing, Preetha Majumdar, Ria Low, Alicia Tulloch, Lydie Akel, Sunkari Jallo. BSc Management, Liu Juice Quinchen Li, Zichuan Fu, Pumo Yang, Yao Zhang, and Jason Unsumbo. BSc Marketing, Nutsiko Sabanese, Abra Wakil, Fatima Mohammed, Shotiko Abramshvili, Alina Svetsakova, Samantha Farouk, Lois Saluti, and Blake Walker. Okay. 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 Apologies, everyone. I think my internet is the joys of online. I'll start BSc Marketing, Nutsiko Sabanese, Abra Wakil, Fatima Mohammed, Shotiko Abramshvili, Svetlina Svetsakova, Samantha Faruli, Lois Fitt, Ursula Salugi, Anna DiCarlo, Beverly Blake Walker. If everybody could unmute the microphones and a round of applause, please. BSc Professional Studies, Akani Raymond, Foundation Degree Management, Ivy Monyenche, Foundation Degree Management and Accounting, Emmanuel Frederick, Sylvia Zaleska, MSc Accounting and Financial Management, with Business Innovation, and Dombasi Malunga, MSc Management with Marketing, Priscilla Tate Donko, MSc Sport Management in the Business of Football, Rana Joy Das, and MSc Sport Management, Governance and Policy, Julia Lipinska. So if everybody, I could do, yeah. Really sorry, everybody. I will start again there. BSc Professional Studies, Foundation Degree Management, Ivy Monyenche, Foundation Degree Management and Accounting, Emmanuel Frederick, Sylvia Zaleska, MSc Accounting and Financial Management, International Marketing, Shazada Hamid, MSc Management with Business Innovation, and Dombasi Malunga, MSc Management with Marketing, Priscilla Tate Donko, MSc Management, Sport Management in the Business of Football, Ranjoy Dash, MSc Sport Management, Governance and Policy, Lipinska. If everybody could unmute the microphones and a round of applause, please.
Woo!
Well done.
Well done. Congratulations.
Proud of you.
PhD Management, Xiaojing Liu, and thesis title, Political Connections and Firm Internationalization. Blanca Gray, thesis title, The Organizational Dynamics of Integrating Corporate Responsibility, Making Institutional Challenges of the Grameen Model, UK and USA Experiences. Lauren, this title, Me and My Brands, Drivers and Outcomes of Brand Selfies. Elizabeth Hornby, thesis title, How Do We Talk About Whistleblowing? A Pragmatic Textual Discursive Analysis, Institutionalized Whistleblowing Banking Industry. And Yiten Chiang, thesis title, Understanding Technology Transfer, an Extended Resource-Based View. If everybody could unmute the microphones and a round of applause, please. This concludes the presentation of graduates from the School of Business, Economics and Informatics. On behalf of myself, my colleagues, are really pleased and honoured to be able to congratulate you all today as graduating students in our virtual ceremony. Your achievements in getting to the end of your studies would, in normal circumstances, be an extremely momentous occasion. However, the challenges over the last 18 months make this even more. Demonstrate resilience during your time here at Birkbeck. I want to also take this moment to acknowledge one of your fellow undergraduate students who sadly passed away during her studies this last year. Rona Brown was in her final year studying on the BSc Business and Human Resource Management. She was exactly the type of student to whom Birkbeck appeals. She was a mature student with no previous experience of higher education. She worked in human resource prior to studying at Birkbeck and wanted to undertake a degree for professional and personal development. She was progressing well, having demonstrated both a commitment to her studies and a strong academic ability. I want to take this opportunity to pay our respects to her and to her family who are in attendance today. I want to finish by thanking you all very much for attending this virtual graduation today. I congratulate you again on your success and wish you the very best for the future. I now my colleague.
I'm Hitan Shah, Chief Executive at the British Academy, which is the UK's National Academy for the Humanities and the Social Sciences. And one of our jobs is to take the insights from our disciplines, ranging from history, psychology, geography, sociology, and philosophy, and so on, and bring them to bear on society's big questions. Most recently, we were asked by Sir Patrick Vallance, the Government Chief Scientific Advisor, to take a look at what the long-term societal consequences of the pandemic might be. And we published a big report on that, showing how the long-term social consequences will really take a very long time to work through society. We, in fact, talked about a COVID decade and how inequalities had been both exposed by the pandemic, but solidified and exacerbated. So that gives you a sense of some of the work that we do, but there's many other projects relying on the insights from our humanities and social science disciplines. So thinking back to my time at Birkbeck, I studied a master's in history and politics, and then I was a glutton for punishment, so I went and then did a postgraduate certificate in economics as well. And it was very much led by my personal interests. I wasn't doing it particularly for a job requirement, but it was just, I was interested in learning more and broadening my mind. I used to, at the time I did the master's, work in the city in a law firm, and I would sneak out twice a week at 5:30 in the evening to get to my Birkbeck class at 6, whilst most of my colleagues were toiling at their desk until 9 o'clock. But it was really good, and I'm really glad I did it, partly because it gave me that breadth of perspective, and that then gave me the confidence to leave the law and go on to what I was really interested in, which was social policy and work in a think tank, and that laid the foundations for where I went on to thereafter. When I think back to lessons from my time at Birkbeck, I suppose one of the things that really I learned was just how to absorb huge amounts of information very quickly. And I think any of us who are juggling both a working life and studying part-time, this is a really important skill that you get from studying at a place like Birkbeck. The other thing that slightly more mundane was learning how to do really good packed lunches or dinners. I mean, the postgrad certificate in economics was 3 hours a night, 3 nights a week. So I needed a variety of nice food just to keep me going through that. If I were to meet my graduating self now, the thing I would say to myself is, you've studied these subjects out of personal interest in politics, history, and economics, out of your personal interest, but actually, in 20 years' time, you're going to be applying to become the Chief Executive of the Humanities and Social Science National Academy, the British Academy, and this is going to look very good on your CV. So even though you don't know it right now, these subjects will come in handy in the future. So, but that's enough about me. You have done an extraordinary job studying and now graduating in this most weird of times during a global pandemic. And so my message to you is just take a moment to celebrate what you have achieved. We're all going to be on the hamster wheel. You'll be thinking about, let's do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. I've got to find a job. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. But just do take a moment to just pat yourself on the back and say, you know, I've got this far and this is a great achievement. So well done and congratulations.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings to the master, to my academic colleagues, but primarily greetings to you, the graduates today, and your family and friends who are there with you to celebrate your graduating. Congratulations to every one of you. So what is becoming clear throughout COVID, and this is the second year in which I've recorded this message. Last year, it was rather more formal. I still pretended that I was at a lectern addressing a huge room full of people, but I'm not now. I was speaking from my home on my laptop to each one of you. So it's to you that I'm speaking. And what we've learned over this time is that we are living through really strange and bewildering times. We simply can't predict what's going to become of the world. What's going to become of work and how we work? What about housing? Will we work from home? Will we live in different places? Will we move to the country? Will tower blocks cease to be what we want in life as places to either work or live? What will happen to all the different issues politically around the world? And what about the planet? Will that survive? There can't have been an issue as great as that for, well, since the start of time. So here we are facing all these problems and thinking it's never been as bad as it is now. Well, let me tell you, at other epochs, it's always seemed cataclysmic in some ways. When George Birkbeck called that meeting in 1823, asking working people if they'd like an education, would they please turn up at the Crown and Anchor pub in Fleet Street, 2,000 people arrived. He must have thought the world had changed. What happened? Did he mean it? Did he expect it to be that kind of response? And of course it was. It was changing the world of education forever. He can hardly have known. And also he can hardly have known what would develop because he was living through a time of great change too. I made a note of some of them. I've got them here. The things that changed England at that time, the UK in general, but primarily the invention, let's say, of the railways. That must have seemed like the end of the world. The railways were going to take over. America would be conquered. The West, India would be revolutionized. The invention of railways in the 1820s must have felt like heralding the end of the world as they knew it, as indeed it did. Then there was the horse-drawn omnibus in London, public transport. Nobody had ever thought of that before, except in coaches from along the highway. The combustion engine was patented, presaging the most revolutionary change in transport you can imagine. All sorts of strange institutions were founded. The Metropolitan Police happened, the Oxford Union, where so many of our politicians, so many of our prime ministers have been the leading president, including the present prime minister. The Metropolitan Police, very important. The RSPCA, people started to care about animals, the welfare of animals. So these were all interesting ways of responding to change. And then, of course, the arts was flourishing at that time. We had the great sweep of great poets. Keats, not to live long, but to write wonderful poetry that still echoes today in the hearts of today's poets. Shelley, calling for political action to be echoed by Mick Jagger years later. Byron, of course, going out to Greece where he would die, defending, fighting for Greek independence, a legend, leaving behind scandal, great poetry and political engagement. So this was an extraordinary time of change. And people would think, how are we to deal with it? It's challenging. and it's a bit bewildering. Well, today is both challenging and bewildering. I would say you could sum it up in 2 words, really, briskly, from the newspaper headlines: COVID and Brexit. How are we to see both of those issues unravel and be some good? How are we to thrive? How are we to solve the problems that they present? Is the world getting better or is it getting worse? We just don't know how it's going to work out. And here's my message for you, because with every crisis, there is opportunity. George Birkbeck knew that. And I'm telling you, it's your opportunity, because nothing equips people to deal with crises so much as a trained mind, knowing how to assess evidence, how to weigh up the pros and cons of argument, how to set out an argument without coming to blows, I hope, and how to deal with both the challenge and the bewilderment. Your degree at Birkbeck has put you in that position, and I urge you to use it to the utmost degree. You will relish doing so. Problem solving is one of the great delights in life, and you have problems ahead of you and the skills to resolve them. So to each and every one of you, my congratulations and good luck for the future.
Welcome to the Birkbeck alumni community.
You might be in the UK or much further afield.
It might be morning, afternoon or evening.
Wherever you are right now, we as fellow members of the Birkbeck alumni community want to send our congratulations to you for what you've achieved.
Completing a course at Birkbeck in normal circumstances is by no means an easy endeavour.
So what you have accomplished is really something truly special.
Today you are graduating, and you should take a moment to reflect what a huge accomplishment this is.
Completing your studies does not mean the end of your Birkbeck journey.
You are joining a community of over 60,000 alumni in over 140 different countries.
So no matter where you are in the world,
you won't be far from a fellow Birkbeck graduate.
There are lots of exciting events, activities, and opportunities for you to stay connected with Birkbeck.
Visit bbk.ac.uk/alumni
to find out more and update your contact details.
We are proud to share this day with you.
Have a wonderful time celebrating.
Congratulations.
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 Congratulations.